Hi everyone. Like the scruff? Too bad, I'm getting rid of it. Welcome back to the Movie Reviewers 100. My name is Scott, also known as CineRam here on YouTube and Facebook, of course. Please visit our Facebook page if you haven't done so already. The link is in the description below. If you're not already on there, you can suggest themes for us because we do a different theme this week, and this week our theme is an actress named Penelope Cruz from Spain. Probably know her best from Vicky Cristina Barcelona, which she got the Best Supporting Actress for. It was a Woody Allen film which she co-starred with Scarlett Johansson and Javier Bardem, to whom she's married and has a kid, I think. She came to some prominence here in the States in 2001 when she starred in a movie called Vanilla Sky with Tom Cruise. It was directed by Cameron Crowe, who did Tom Cruise's movie Jerry Maguire. She had been in a couple American movies before that, but Vanilla Sky, which was actually reviewed at the beginning of the week by Big Al 1982, is actually a remake of a Spanish film that Penelope Cruz was also in. In fact, she plays the exact same character. Cruz and Crowe liked the original called Open Your Eyes, or Abre Los Ojos, for those of you who speak Spanish. I think that's the correct pronunciation. They liked the film, which was directed by Alejandro Amenabar, and Nicole Kidman, ironically enough, after she broke up with Tom Cruise, went on to make a film with him, Amenabar, I mean, called The Others in 2001. Anyway, was that right? Yes. No, actually, when did they split up? I can't remember exactly, but it was definitely before those movies came out. They both came out in 2001, Vanilla Sky and The Others, which is funny. Abre Los Ojos came out in 1997, and in both films, Penelope Cruz plays a woman named Sofia, who meets the main character. In the remake, of course, is Tom Cruise, and in the original film, the guy's name is Caesar. He's played by Eduardo Noriega. He's the main character of the film. He is very handsome, very rich, kind of a playboy type. The story goes that his parents died when he was young, left him the fortune from their successful restaurant chain, and so he basically lives it up, goes to parties, clubs, sleeps with a lot of different women, and as the movie opens, it's his birthday, and his best friend comes to his birthday party and brings Penelope Cruz along with him, this girl Sofia, whom he just met. And Caesar, of course, locks in on Sofia and's like, oh, she's wonderful, I want to get to know her, much to the chagrin of his best pal, because he likes her as well. So he ends up spending some time with her, but it isn't long before a woman from his past, who's more than a little bit unstable, causes a major car accident and causes him to be severely disfigured about the face. And at this point, this guy who's extremely cocky and confident and has, like, you know, just lives the great life, his life goes down the tubes immediately. He becomes very depressed. He becomes a recluse. He's angry. He, you know, his face, his whole charisma is entirely, his whole sense of well-being is entirely dependent on how good he looks to other people. And he's rich, and so he demands the doctors experiment on him and try all kinds of stuff. And they're like, we can't do it, you know, I mean, we've done all these surgeries just to get your face looking the way it is now. And he's just like, yeah, right, this is great. I look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, you know, I mean, you've done a great job and all that stuff. He's very, very upset about this. And every time he tries to reconnect with Sofia, she just can't help but pity him because he's just so down in the dumps now, and really doesn't want to have anything to do with him. And there's a lot of very forced, awkward exchanges from that point on. But at a certain point in the story, suddenly everything turns around. It's like suddenly she wants to spend all this time with him, and suddenly the doctors are like, oh, we came up with this brand new technique, and it's all this latest cutting-edge technology. We can completely restore your face. You're gonna be perfect. He's just like, wow, this is great. How did all this happen? But something is rotten in the state of Denmark, because you know, then he begins to have these weird dreams, and he has these visions that Sofia and the woman who caused the accident in the first place are like switching positions, and everyone around him is saying that this unstable woman is actually the real Sofia, and he doesn't know what to do, and things are crazy. There's some odd twists, in addition to which this is all intercut with him in prison because he's been accused of murder, and he's being interviewed by a psychiatrist to see whether he is mentally fit to stand trial. So the question is, who is it that wound up dead? Who is he accused of murdering, and what is going on here? And there's this big sort of like Total Recall type science fiction twist to the whole thing. I really, really like this movie a lot. It was one of my top 5 movies from '97. The first time I saw it actually wasn't in the theater, it was on cable. And what happened was, I had been out with some friends, we'd been out to a bar, we'd been out drinking, and we came back and it was like, I don't know, 11:30 or so at night, and we just put on the TV, and when this movie came on, we were flipping the channel, I'm like, oh, this movie is just starting, I haven't seen it, let's watch this. Within a half an hour, everybody else in the entire apartment was asleep except for me. And although I was very tired and had to go to the bathroom really badly, I stayed and watched the whole thing. I was just riveted by this whole thing. And such a scary ending. I mean, the ending to this movie, the very last thing that happens in this movie is just so intense. That's crazy. It's a crazy movie. And so when Vanilla Sky came out, of course, I'd read a little bit about it, but when I saw the trailer, I was just shocked by how many things that they had replicated from the film. There are so many scenes and particular exchanges of dialogue that are just like the way they are in the original movie. The English translation of the movie, of course. Really, really exciting movie. Open Your Eyes is where it's commonly known, but the Spanish title, of course, is Abre Los Ojos. And yeah, it's a really, really cool picture. I would definitely recommend that over Vanilla Sky, just because it's the original and I like that more, and Cameron Crowe's obsessed with rock and pop music, and so he throws all that stuff into his film. I think Tom Cruise is actually the head of a publishing corporation. They publish like Maxim magazine and things like that, rather than a restaurant business. I think that's like the big major difference. Jason Lee, of course, plays the best friend in the Cameron Crowe film. And there's a few other recognizable character actors, but I really like the original, of course. As it turns out, Ray reviewed a movie called Sahara, which co-starred Matthew McConaughey and Steve Zahn. He did this on Sunday, and I watched this video, and then wouldn't you know it, Sahara is on TV that very afternoon, so I watched it. It's a lot of fun. It's a fun movie. Zahn and McConaughey definitely made a good team, and it's a real shame that the movie was a huge flop. Because otherwise it would have been a series, because it's based on novels with this main character, Dirk Pitt, the McConaughey character, so it would have been cool to see more of those. Anyway, Penelope Cruz, of course, is in that one, so Ray reviewed it. Yeah, but it's sort of like a Bond movie, actually. Reminded me a lot of a Bond movie with this big sort of destructive villain's lair about to go off in the climax, and they have to stop it from happening and, you know, save themselves, of course, stop getting killed. But it takes place mostly in Africa. Right. Yeah, it takes place almost exclusively in Africa, right? So yeah, those are all decent movies. And if you haven't checked out Ray's video or Al's video, please do so. We've got a new theme starting, of course, tomorrow, just like always. Every Friday, a new theme. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye.